Well, here we are in a brand new year, all sorts of hopes and dreams, and the pandemic is still with us. And that means readjusting some of our expectations, of course, and learning to live with what we can control in order to stay positive. Now, we first met Fred Marsh in the summer of 2020, and at that time, he was a furloughed travel consultant, and he was doing a hike a day to keep his spirits up and get outside. He posted his hikes to YouTube under the name Freddie Got Furloughed. Well, Fred is back at work, although it's not quite the same to be in the travel industry these days, and he still hikes when he can as well. Fred, hello there, welcome back.
Hi, Gloria. Great to see you. I'm thinking actually I need to call it Freddie not furloughed because I'm working again. So I haven't had time to update the YouTube channel, but I think that'll be my next plan.
Okay, it's all about being adaptable in these times for sure. Now, when you look back at those 5 months when you were furloughed, what lessons on how to get through hard times what do you take to heart even today?
Well, the last time I talked to you, I had mentioned that I had kind of a tough time when I got furloughed because I was having anxiety, which I didn't know at the time, and I was having panic attacks. So I decided that I really needed to get outside and get some exercise, first of all. I stopped watching, I know this is CBC, I probably shouldn't say this, but I stopped watching as much news because I needed to limit myself on that because it seemed to be a lot of bad news and just getting outside. And then I started the YouTube channel because I needed a project. I needed a creative project to work on. So that gave me an excuse to get outside and explore this beautiful area that we live in, but it also gave me a project to do with the YouTube channel.
And what did the YouTube channel help do for you? I mean, in terms of connections or feedback?
Well, it was great because it kind of forced me to go out. I was going out almost every day when the weather was nice and doing a different hike and exploring a different area. So that was incredible. But then also I'm kind of a creative person. So I really enjoyed the editing process and putting it together and putting it up on YouTube. And then I've been getting some really great feedbacks from people that are checking out some of these hikes that I did.
Okay, that's great. Now, I know you've been back at work in the resort travel industry, and I understand this still has its ups and downs. How's it going right now?
It's going okay. I'm actually not a travel agent. I
Right.
work for a resort company with all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean. So of course, things aren't great. They were going better until this last hurdle that we've overcome. So we're hanging in there, but it's definitely not a great time to be working in the travel industry. And there's a lot of travel agents. That travel agents are my clients, and there's a lot of travel agents that are very depressed right now because things were just starting to come back, and then we had this happen. So we're hopeful. I think this is going to be, hopefully in the next couple of months we're going to be a little bit back to normal once we get through this Omicron.
Well, what do you do now? You talked about hiking every day, but you can't do that every day now that you're working mostly full time. How are you keeping your positive attitude?
Well, that's it. I'm still getting out. I'm not doing the major hikes. I'm saving that for the weekend. And actually, last time I spoke with you, you asked me, once the weather turns cold and it's rainy, am I going to be going out? And I'm like, oh, of course, I'm going to keep going on my hikes, and nothing's going to change. Well, I found out I'm a fair weather hiker. I don't like snow. I don't want to go out in the rain. So I've been doing a lot of the regional parks. I don't know if a lot of your viewers realize, but we are so lucky with so many incredible regional parks that are easy. You're not having to worry about, avalanche risks. You're not going into the back country. But we have so many great regional parks. So I'm just going out every day, even when it's raining and I don't want to do it. And I'm always glad that I did it afterwards. And it's really for my mental health and also physically. Like, I'm 55 now and I'm probably in the best shape that I've ever been in with all this walking and hiking.
Good to hear. Good to hear. That's really been my salvation as well. Just get outside, no matter the weather. What are some of your favorite local hikes? You talked about the parks. Any standouts for you?
Yeah, for regional parks, well, I really like Burnaby Lake. I find that if you just want to do a hike and easy, pretty flat, it's 10K, which is kind of like the perfect amount for me. And it's a loop because you go around the lake, so you're not passing the same scenery twice. That would be a great one. I also discovered Tynehead Regional Park, which is in Surrey, just off Highway 1. That one was great. Of course, Jug Island Trail out in Port Moody. And another one that I discovered late last year was Freddie Marsh Trail, which is another loop trail out in Pitt Meadows with beautiful scenery.
I love that. You know, I've been making regular trips up Grouse Mountain on the weekends, but I'm a little leery with all the snowfall and the avalanche warnings. How worried about that are you?
I'm not worried at all because, like I mentioned, I don't like snow. So I'm not going anywhere where there could be an avalanche. I'm sticking really to the city parks and regional parks until the weather gets better in the spring.
You know, we've just done a check-in with you because we are truly interested in how you're doing and how important is it to do this with our friends and family, I guess, as the pandemic continues. Make this kind of a friend and family community event.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great thing. And that's, the beauty of getting outside is that's sort of one of the things that we can do. So we do that a lot of times with friends. We'll, instead of meeting up at somebody's house or going out somewhere, we'll just say, hey, let's meet up at a park and we'll go for a walk and get our visit in that way and get our steps in and get some exercise and fresh air.
Well, and what about your personal hopes for 2022? How optimistic are you feeling?
I am very optimistic. So for the travel industry, this is definitely the year. It's going to come back as soon as we're done with this. I don't think it's going to last too long. And then I'm just going to keep this up. I got into biking last year, and at the end of the summer, I actually bought an e-bike. And no, it's not cheating. Everybody says an e-bike is cheating, but it's not. It just, you can go further. And I live in New Westminster. These hills are a killer. I need an e-bike to help with some of these hills out here.
Well, Freddie, I'm so glad that we've had a chance to check in again and see you doing so well. Keep up that positive attitude and a very happy new year to you.
Thanks, you too, Gloria. Thank you.